John Webb, live for us, holding down the fort in Boise, Idaho tonight. John, what do you see?
Yeah, good evening, Sean. People are starting to trickle into the Grove in downtown Boise. We're just a couple blocks away from the Capitol where the GOP is holding their watch party tonight. And we want to mention some of the initiatives that are on the ballot this year. Here in Idaho, we have a constitutional amendment on the ballot. SJR 102 would allow the legislature to call itself back into session. Right now in the state of Idaho, only the governor can call a special session. Former Governor Butch Otter recently called the amendment very dangerous. In an interview with Nonstop Local, Representative Jim Addis from Coeur d'Alene thinks the amendment is a good idea, calling it, quote, equal footing between the legislative and executive branches. A yes vote would grant the authority to the legislature and a no vote would not. Now, the state of Idaho also has an advisory question for voters. The state had a record surplus this year, over $500 million. An approved vote would put that money back into the taxpayer's pocket and into classrooms, and a disapproved vote would not. Now, back out here live, I'm joined right now by the GOP chairman and Representative Dorothy Moon. How are you doing this evening?
Great. How are you doing?
Doing great. Good to see you. What are the expectations going into this night? How do you think we're going to do as far as the governor, the lieutenant governor, the secretary of state, attorney general? There's so many on the ballot this evening. How do you think we're going to pull out?
I think on the statewide candidates, we're solid. I think they'll all get in. I think on the legislative races, again, we're going to have quite a few new senators that I'm pretty sure are going to get across the line. There's a lot of enthusiasm. We had a roadside rally that we went from Coeur d'Alene to Genesee and all the way down south and over to Idaho Falls, and the turnout was stupendous. I'm telling you, doubled everything I expected at all of our venues. So I think the energy is there, the enthusiasm's there. I think we're sick of the economics, the situation we're in under Biden's administration. We need a grocery sales tax exemption. We need the gases, taxes to be reduced for sure. And you know, the immigrants coming over the border, there's just so many issues that he's wrong on. So I think people have, they're going to catch the red wave.
Real quick, I want to ask you about that constitutional amendment. What's your opinion on it? We talked to Jim Addis and some representatives up north. I mean, do you think that the legislature should be able to call itself back into session?
You bet I do. In fact, on September 15th of 2020, I, along with 15 other legislators, tried to get a quorum to come in. We were listening to our constituents, and they were upset that nobody was going to try to keep these nurses from losing their jobs and having traveling nurses come in their place. So as a legislator, and in 2021, we passed legislation saying that we have the right to do this, and almost every Republican legislator voted for it. So yes, I'm definitely for it. And I also came out with a statement from the Idaho GOP as well.
All right, well, we'll see if the Idaho voters are for it this evening.
I hope
so. All right, Representative Dorothy, thank you so much for joining us. We'll probably talk to you soon. All right, Sean, back to you.
All right, John Webb live for us in Boise. He isn't going anywhere. John, thank you for that live report there.